Dr. Quinn, your take on a number of states following Mississippi's lead in lowering the age requirement for vaccinations to 16. I think we were first. Alaska followed us.
We were #1. That's right. And that is phenomenal. I am so proud of Mississippi. We need some good Mississippi news, and that is what we received in this announcement. Because at the end of the day, the quicker we can get the most people vaccinated, the quicker we can get that herd immunity, we can decrease this COVID-19 pandemic, almost bring it to a stop. But also it helps so we can decrease the spread of the mutations, because the quicker people are vaccinated, the less people get infected and the less opportunity for these mutant strains. And this is going to be phenomenal as far as bringing this pandemic to a halt, which we are so much in need of right now.
Dr. Quinn, we've got 3 vaccines that are available right now for coronavirus. All of these vaccines, though, have different efficacy rates. Now, is this something we should need to be worried about, or is it just more important to get the vaccine to protect us from COVID-19, no matter the efficacy rate of it?
The most important thing is to get vaccinated. Now, it is true that the Johnson & Johnson did have a little bit less efficacy as far as the clinical research, but note, we talked about the fact that the Johnson & Johnson research occurred after the mutant strains became more predominant. So honestly, if they did all the vaccines right now with these mutant strains that are much more infectious, there's a much more higher probability that these efficacy rates would be very close. But the most important thing is, let's get vaccinated so we can put a halt to this pandemic.
Well, you mentioned those new strains. What about them? What effect are they going to have on us?
Well, this is something that's very significant, because with these new mutant strains, a lot of these strains are showing a more infectious ability of these specific coronavirus species. So we need to really get vaccinated, because the longer that the pandemic goes on, the more of an opportunity for these mutant strains to produce more strains that might be even more efficacious. So that's why it's so important that we get these vaccinations. Also note that some of the research is questioning, with these new mutant strains, do the vaccines still have the same effect? That's why it's so important we vaccinate as many people as soon as possible, so we can slow down the progression of these mutant strains. And as I keep saying, bring this pandemic to a halt.
Dr. Quinn, thank you so much. Dr. Timothy Quinn with Quinn Healthcare in Ridgeland, once again giving us some great answers to these continued questions we have. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you for having me.